Attempting to save the girls being taken out of China by British ships to be turned into slaves, Wong Fei-Hung suffers a severe injury, forcing his beloved 13th aunt to carry on the mission. She soon discovers that the root of the evil likely lies in St. Anna's School, where a British aristocrat named Lester supposedly turns Chinese girls into proper ladies before sending them off to a so-called dreamland. Posing as a teacher, our heroine begins her investigation, but soon realizes that the students are so deeply convinced by this fairy tale that they refuse to help their would-be savior. Hong Kong cinema during its golden age, the late 80s and early 90s, was famous for how quickly it responded to trends and ideas. No sooner would a blockbuster hit emerge in the West than Hong Kong would produce its own version. It seems we're witnessing a revival of this tradition with Wong Fei-Hung Aunt's Revenge. Because by all indications, this is a variation on the American thriller Blink Twice, which came out 6 months before the Chinese film but had been in development long enough for its core idea to be borrowed. For those unfamiliar, Blink Twice told the story of a woman who travels to an island with a millionaire and his friends, unaware that he's drugging the invited beauties with a special concoction that makes them forget everything that happens to them. Aunt's Revenge tries to merge this premise with the classic tale of evil British colonizers and brave Chinese patriots. But for a twist, it sidelines the famous folk hero within the first few minutes, putting his fiancée, 13th aunt, usually relegated to the role of a pretty vase in Wong Fei-Hung movies, front and center. Here, she's portrayed as a fearless and desperate revolutionary, willing to do anything to stop the white devils and open her countrywomen's eyes to the fact that nothing could ever be better than their homeland, China. Standing in her way are not only the school's strict headmistress, but also a stubborn student, who, incidentally, is a Qin dynasty princess dreaming of leaving the country. With this twist, the filmmakers kill two birds with one stone. They remind the audience once again that no good comes from colonizers, while also implying that the Qin dynasty got exactly what it deserved. It's amusing to see how the feminist themes of the Western film morph into a patriotic ballad about love for one's homeland in the Chinese version. That said, there's nothing particularly new about this approach in Aunt's Revenge, especially considering that its director and producers previously made the Queen of Kung Fu trilogy, which shares a very similar vibe with their new film. Like that series, this movie centers on a heroine who's a master of Kung Fu. Like that series, it delights with vibrant visuals and beautiful women on screen. And like that series, the fight scenes aren't overly frequent, but they're well executed, especially in the rare moments when Dennis To, as Wong Fei-Hung, gets to show off his moves. So, Aunt's Revenge is definitely worth watching, but whether you should watch it is up to you.